We're here in downtown Santo Domingo at Laurus International, one of the most cutting-edge call centers anywhere in Latin America. We're going to find out today what makes it so special. Joining us is Matt Charles, the COO of Laurus International. Great to see you, Matt.
Thanks, Kirk. Appreciate you coming down.
Tell us in a nutshell a little bit about the formation of Laurus and how you really got started.
Yeah, it's actually a really interesting story. I think when you kind of look at the industry itself and how a lot of these companies got started, what differentiates them, we have a really interesting story. And this wasn't a story that was built upon one particular call center with an idea. This was built upon a technology company that had ideas of how to change the call center industry. And so what you'll see as you go through the building here today are real clear differentiators with how we operate the business, kind of what our core technologies are, and how those things differentiate and separate us from the rest of the providers out there.
Well, we're excited to see your operation, so I think we're actually going to head right into one of your training rooms.
Great.
Tell us what training means to the way Laurus operates.
Well, it's the second impression that the agent has as they come into the facility. The first of which, of course, is the recruiting process that we'll talk a little bit about later. But since we have you here in the training room, what I wanted to point out is a few things that are going to be critical to a new employee who comes in. Number one, they've heard about your story in recruiting, right? So they think they have an idea about what they're going to see when they come to the facility. And two, there's an expectation that's set with that. So training does a couple of things. One, it's the introduction of our story to the agent to prove what it is that we're saying in the marketplace and our advertising through our recruiting efforts is actually here. And then two, to ensure that whatever program we're training them on, they have the most cutting-edge technology and tools available in the industry or in the marketplace to create a learning experience that's not just about product knowledge, but about efficient learning and learning that will help you, I think, become better at your job than you would if you were with a competitor with the same program. We're actually in what we call the access control part of our facility. This particular room that you're in was designed for one reason, and you can see the shape that it's in a circle, kind of a half circle here and half over there. As they enter the building, they have to pass a security check for their ID. They'll come around through this area over here. All of their updates for the day, we actually communicate in a number of different ways, but one of them is through the billboards here that are TVs. And then they'll walk over into here, which is our locker room. We are a level 1 PCI certified company, so it's important that agents leave all their valuables, their wallets, their cell phones and things like that in the lockers. They'll come back out, and we're probably one of the only few companies that I'm aware of, at least in Latin America, that offers metal detection tunnels. This building originally was a warehouse. 7 stories, we occupy 4 of them today. And it was built as a call center rather than trying to retrofit or force something into a space like you see in a mall or a typical call center location. We designed it to be a site, as you saw with the access control, as you saw earlier with some of the training rooms and the way that we designed ancillary in the back.
And you have 400 agents here today?
We're a little over 500 today, yeah. And so,
and what's the plan in the next few years?
The plan is that we're going to have over 2,000 people, 2,000 employees here in this building, both Spanish and English bilingual programs. And then we're so keen on the island here in the Dominican Republic, we're going to expand that, and we hope that by the end of 2014, based on our sales trajectory, that we'll be in another building by the end of the year as well.
All right, Matt, so we're on the floor itself. Tell me what's going on around here.
This is really the core of our operation here. This is where everything happens. And I think this is what I mentioned earlier about state-of-the-art technology. This is really where we'll separate ourselves from our competitors, is making sure that these people have a great environment to work in. And great doesn't just mean talk. It's really about how we build and design the floor that these guys have to come and work for 8 hours a day or more in some cases. So we design the furniture in a way that the supervisor has Accessibility, if you're standing right here and you look down the aisle, you can see at least half of the monitors at any given time. When you have to sit at a desk for 8 hours a day, your back can get sore, your neck, your shoulders, all those things that strain on your eyes. We've worked with Herman Miller. This is the Mira chair. It retails at $1,250. These agents love these chairs. We have other benefits, things I mentioned to you earlier. We were talking about the fact that we also have a masseuse who comes around, and that masseuse will work on your shoulders here, your neck, your head, your arms, and your hands. And these are the things that you're using as an agent throughout the course of the day that you need to have.
And they come right to the desk.
You got it. They'll walk around, they'll come right up to the agent. It's a 5-minute massage. We're working with customers who, you know, they have a lot of applications. You've got billing systems, you've got knowledge management databases, you got the ACD, you got chat, you got it all. You know, the typical call center you walk into has got a little 17-inch monitor that they're looking at and trying to toggle and open and close applications. We've designed it in a way that it's easier for them to maneuver, less clicking, less minimizing, maximizing, makes them more efficient, and the strain on their eyes. When we think about all the pressing issues we have in our industry, customer privacy information, we're a PCI certified level 1 facility, so it's important for us to make sure that we do things above and beyond just the absolute certification because it sets us apart. And this is one thing I believe you won't find anywhere else, is this agent here. If you look at the device on the desktop, that is a biometric device that he uses at the beginning of his shift. When he actually starts a little bit before that, when he comes into the building, he swipes. We know that he's in the building. It's tied into workforce management. Is he supposed to be there? Is he not? Comes to the desktop, he swipes. He's now able to access the applications he's trained and authorized to use. So you think about fraud prevention.
There's a lot of very good universities here, and also the government has done a very good job with government institutions such as ITLA, where people come out, all of the classes are in English, so people come out speaking English, all of their books, everything is in English, but they also come out with a very strong technical background. We keep people because of the factors that makes us different. We go from the technology, the facilities, the environment. It comes down to employee compensation, but we do so many other things that other places are not doing that really contribute positively in a great way, and it's not so much HR related, but it really helps. So we make a big deal about it. We make a big deal about our chairs, we make a big deal about our transportation, we make a big deal about our systems, and of course we pay 15 to 20% over or more than other call centers. We have an insurance that's 100% paid and extended to the family. We also do medicine inside the insurance, so people are able to purchase with an 80% discount of their medicine in 1 year.